Roland S Howard was the venerated Australian guitarist for legendary bands such as The Boys Next Door, The Birthday Party and These Immortal Souls. And now his contribution to music is being celebrated by a laneway named in his honour.
The accomplished career of Melbourne musician Roland S Howard started early in his life. Writing the enduring track Shivers when he was 16, he was already playing a seminal role in Melbourne's post-punk scene of the late 70s and early 80s, before teaming up with Nick Cave as part of The Boys Next Door and The Birthday Party. Further refining his style with a string of other local and international collaborators over the decades, he created a unique sound, often defined as much by violent feedback and dark ambience as it was by lyrical sensitivity. He recorded 2 solo albums, Teenage Snuff Film in '99 and 2009's Pop Crimes, released just 2 months before his death at age 50. Now, after a long-running campaign, the previously unnamed lane between Eildon and Jackson Streets in St Kilda was finally unveiled as Roland S Howard Lane to both fans of the musician and those who knew him best.
The group of people that moved here in the late 70s and that Roland was a very huge part of really changed Melbourne in a way, changed Australian music.
Roland was significant to St Kilda.
He was huge. I mean, he's really changed St Kilda. No matter how far he travelled, he always ended up back in St Kilda. He was an extraordinary man. He was just really talented from an early age, I think, and highly sort of intelligent and witty and ambitious in a way that isn't ambitious. Like it's nothing to do with money or anything. He just did what he did and he couldn't not do it. And there were times where he would play, to 20 people, but he would still play. And, he persevered. So apart from musically, which I think his input is just incredible, and he's influenced guitarists and songwriters all over the world, he just was very well loved.
It's all true. You can believe her. She knew him. No, he was obviously, it's no coincidence that he has a lane named after him. He deserved it.
Today, for me, is the culmination of 3.5 years of hard work and lobbying. And to say I'm very happy to be here today is an understatement. To say I'd rather be in an unnamed lane with my best friend is also an understatement. Big thank you to the City of Port Phillip. They were right behind this project from day one. Our Mayor Amanda and local councillor Serge, right from day one. From the day I took the petition in there, they unanimously voted for it, right behind it, and they've been on board from day one, and that's been a big help. I should mention that Angela actually said to me, when I said to Angela the official day had come, it was official, we had the name, Angela said to me that there were 2 books that Roland never thought he'd be in, the Bible and the Street Directory. One down, one to go, Angela.
Roland was such a talented, witty, impossible man who I loved so much, and I've walked down this laneway with him on the way to get a cup of coffee at the Pelican, his favourite cafe. I think he always intended to be famous, Roland, from a very young age, but I don't think he ever thought he'd have his own laneway, so it's pretty cool.
Someone just pointed out to me before, we have Shakespeare Grove, and now we have Roland S Howard Lane, and I think that is very nice. He wasn't always acknowledged, perhaps, despite the fact that it would have been upsetting for him not to have made any money in his career, of course. At least he did earn a lot of love and respect, and that's proof of that.
This is a very personal thing to me. I have a lot of memories of Roland stalking down this laneway, his long, angular sort of silhouette that was like no others. He was such a talented, as Angela said, he was so talented. So individual, so unique, and I think it's a lesson to all of us that if we find who we really are and stick with it and don't care about money and don't care about anything except what we really love doing, then, you might have a laneway. You might make some records along the way, but you may even end up with a laneway only a few doors from where you lived. He was just such an extraordinary man, and he deserves this. And I think it's great that there's a lot of streets named after wars and battles and generals, and it's good to have some parts of the world, like in Elwood, where there's culture comes into it, and I think St Kilda doesn't have any wars, thank God, and so we need to commemorate what culture there is. So, well done, Rolly. Yes.